Hello and welcome back to Free Spirit Yoga. I'm Sally and today is day 18 of the Samaritans 30-day yoga challenge. Today we're going to be coming back to looking at opening our body and our mind. In today's culture, where we do a lot of sitting, be it in our car, on the sofa at home, at our desk at work, what we tend to do is we tend to develop quite tight hips and rounded shoulders. So we're going to be looking at opening those up today. Now, as well as the physical benefits of opening up these areas of our body, which can prevent pain and discomfort that is associated with it, it also can have a massive effect on our mood and our mental health. So if you've got that very closed kind of defensive body position, that can really lower your mood, make you feel very defensive and have lower self-esteem. So if you open up the body in this way, that can really help to improve your mood and how you feel about yourself. Now, in this session, we will be using a belt again. So if this is just a dressing gown belt, so anything like that will work. Right, let's get started. Before we do, I'm going to have to persuade Caffrey, who is currently sitting on my mat, that she wants to move. So I'm just going to do that and then we will get started with the session. Okay, so Caffrey didn't feel like moving. She's still here. At least she's off the mat now. But she's right in front of shot, purring away. But we all know that cats do what they want to do. So hopefully she won't get in the way too much. Okay, so we're going to start in a seated position. So as always, if you want to sit on a cushion to raise your sit bones up a little bit, if you want to sit with your legs straight out in front of you, then go for that. Okay, so let's sit with a straight back, and we're going to close our eyes and just focus on our breath. Draw our focus into our breathing. At the moment, not trying to control our breath. Now what we're going to do is we practiced this same breathing exercise last week. We're going to inhale for 1, exhale for 1. Then we're going to inhale for 2, exhale for 2, inhale for 3, exhale for 3. And just keep on increasing the count each time until you reach your limit. So remember, as you inhale, allow your abdomen, your tummy to come out. As you exhale, draw your tummy in. Okay, so starting now, in for 1. To take the maximum number that you reached, and I want you to do 5 deep inhales, counting to that number in your mind. So if that's 5, inhaling for 5, exhaling for 5 times. completed the round of 5 breaths, just returning to your normal breathing pattern, your natural breath. And slowly opening your eyes. Probably all my mic is picking up is the sound of Caffrey purring. Okay, so let's get started with opening up our body and our mind. First of all, we're going to come into a kneeling position, standing up on our knees. Okay, so from this position, we're standing on our knees with our knees about hip distance apart. We're going to practice that modified version of the Camel's Pose, which we've practiced a few times before. So remember, we're going to place our hands in the small of our back like this, and we're going to keep our thighs and our hips pushed forwards as we lift the chest up to the ceiling and bring our head back. So imagine that you've got a string coming from your chest, it's pulling your chest up towards the ceiling. We're bringing our head back to look up to the ceiling also. Remember to breathe. Okay, and release. Okay, next we're going to be using our belt. So what we're going to do is we're just going to come and sit on our heels. If you find that really uncomfortable, then you could sit on your cushion, if that makes it easier for you to remain on the floor for a while. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to turn around so you can see what I'm doing behind my back. Is we're going to try to grasp our hands together behind our back like this. So we're dropping one hand down and bringing the other hand up to meet it. Now, probably depending on your flexibility, some people can do that really easily. I certainly can't. Okay, it's something I've had to really work on. And the way that I worked on that was using the belt. So what we can do, Caffrey's playing with the belt. So what we can do is we can, with let's say I'm starting with my right hand now, we can drop our right hand down our back, bringing our right elbow up and dropping the Caffrey and dropping the belt down our back. Now with our left arm here, I'm taking the other end of the belt and I can work my fingers close together. Now if they don't come all the way together, that's fine. Just hold tension in the belt so you're still really feeling that stretch and opening up the shoulders. Now this is part of a pose called Cowface Pose. So this is the arm position for Cowface Pose. We won't practice the leg position at the moment because it does require quite open hips. Okay, so just hold that. Try to keep your chest pushed forwards. Okay, and release. And now we're going to try this the other way. Now, what you'll probably find is it's the case for me is that it's much easier for you to do this one side than the other. It really will highlight any imbalances you have between your shoulders. Before I started practicing yoga, I really didn't know I had an imbalance between my shoulders, which was actually quite big. So I still struggle this way. So with my right arm going up my back and my left arm coming down to reach. I can only just reach, and I have to then gradually work myself into that position. So again, you can use your belt, this time with your Caffrey, leave the belt alone. You can drop the belt down with your left hand, take hold of the lower part of the belt with your right hand, and again, just work your hands closer together until you reach your your limit, and then just hold tension there in the belt. Feel that stretch, that opening in your shoulders. Okay, good. And release. Right, so now just give your shoulders a little bit of a roll. Release them. Good. Okay, now we're going to come into a pose called frog pose. I have to move Caffrey out of the way for a bit. Come on then, off we go. There we go. Okay, so for frog pose, we're going to start off by bringing our toes together behind us. We're on our knees, kneeling. And we bring the toes together. Now, keeping the hips above the knees, we're going to come down onto our elbows, and we're going to walk our knees as far apart as we can, keeping our toes together so that we're really opening up the hips. So that's it. Just bring your knees as far apart as they will go, and just rest in this position, resting on your forearms. This is a very attention-hungry cat. Okay, and now the difficult part is coming out of this position. Sit back and bring your knees together. Okay, now we're going to practice a pose that we practiced in the same session last week called East Facing Table. This is going to open up our hips and our shoulders at the same time. So we're going to sit on our bottom with our knees bent, and we're going to bring our hands onto the floor behind us with our palms facing to our fingers facing towards our body, and spread the fingers on your hands so you've got a nice stable base. And what we're going to do is we're going to inhale and push our hips up towards the ceiling, and we bring our head back to look up towards the ceiling. Now this is called East Facing Table. Now just go as far as you can go. So if that's just lifting your bottom slightly off the floor, that's absolutely fine. Just as far as you can go. And hold. Good. And exhale as you lower your bottom and release. Okay, next we're going to practice another pose which we did practice last week, which is the half butterfly pose. So we're going to sit with our right leg straight out in front of us. We're going to sit with a nice straight back, and we're going to bend our left knee and bring either the sole of our foot onto the inside of our right thigh, or if we already have a little bit more flexibility in our hip, we can bring the left foot onto the top of the right thigh. Either way, we're going to take the left knee with the left hand, support the left foot with the right hand, and inhale, raise the knee up. Exhale, push it down towards the floor. Inhale up, exhale down. Okay, this is just helping to open up the hip and the knee. It's very good preparation for being able to sit comfortably cross-legged on the floor. Okay, so now changing legs, straightening out the left leg, bending the right knee, bringing either the sole of the foot onto the inside of the left thigh or the right foot onto the top of the left thigh. Right hand on the right knee, left hand supporting the right foot, and then inhaling up exhaling down, inhaling up, exhaling down, inhale, exhale, exhale. Okay, so now this has also helped to prepare us for coming into the full butterfly pose, which is where we come to sit with our soles of our feet together. Try to bring the heels in as close towards your perineum as you can. Our knees are coming down towards the floor. And then we're going to interlock our fingers around our feet, or if that is challenging for you, then you can hold on around your ankles. Either way, we're going to pull our chest forwards, pushing our chest forwards, bringing our shoulders back so we've got a nice straight back. So we'll feel this stretch in our hips and our shoulders at the same time. Okay, this is called the butterfly pose. Okay, and release. Okay, now it's time for Savasana. So we're going to come and lay on our backs on the mat. Our legs straight. We put Caffrey up here. Our legs straight. Feet apart, about the width of the mat. Our arms slightly out away from the side of our body with our palms facing up to the ceiling. Close your eyes and just completely relax your whole body. Okay, bringing your feet together, bend your knees, roll slowly over on to one side, and slowly and gently push yourself up to a seated position. Okay, that's a very big thank you from me and from Caffrey for joining us today for day 18. I'll see you tomorrow for day 19. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel. Also, please go and donate money to the Samaritans following the links below. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow.